welcome back to our homestead, friends. This is Bree, and we are back, finally back making videos. We took off like several months, like all winter, and I'm just now getting back in the garden and thought, you know what, let's get back onto our videos too. So there is some good reason why we have not been doing videos, and the main one is we're not just growing plants this year, but we're also growing a baby. So baby number 6 is on the way, and we're about halfway through and due in September. So we're getting back outside and getting more energy, so I thought let's get back into the videos. So let me show you what we've been doing. All right, here is our raised beds. So I will be doing an update video and showing you guys everything we did to get these raised beds in throughout the winter and early spring. But for now, we have 8 raised beds, and the girls are going to be gardening with me this year, right? Are you guys excited? So Brooklyn has this bed right here, and she's already planted a few things. We're going to be doing some flowers, right? In other areas. So we're going to be buying some already seeded, or seedling plants for that, and then we'll plant some zinnias. So right now, today is the day we're going to plant all of our seedlings that we've been growing under the grow lights, and that's why we have all these little solo cups just sitting out here in random places. The little girls, Kendall and Mila, although they're not so little anymore, right? They are going to be sharing this box. So can you guys tell us what you have in this box?
Okay, these are cherry tomatoes we have right here. That's some dark basil.
Dark basil.
And this is some bell peppers. Also known
Yep, there's 2 different bell peppers right here.
that yucky cup basil.
Yeah, we're gonna we leave it there so we can get a label.
And that's like
Right.
those orange bell peppers.
Yeah, and then
This
there's a
one's
flower, right?
And then those flowers.
And there's another flower in this corner for the bulb. So our potting soil got a bunch of ants in it. So I dumped a bunch of it in their bed, since they were gonna need some potting soil in here, and put DE on it. So hopefully we can get rid of those ants. I actually ordered soil, like supposed to be for the raised bed soil. And when it was delivered, it was just not great quality. So we are adding a little bit of potting soil, just like the bag soil, to everything that we plant, just to give it a little bit of a head start, because the soil that we have is just very hard. It's very dense, and so when it dries, it just like hardens up, and I'm a little worried that our plants might struggle in the beginning to get started. So we'll see how it goes. I was not happy because last house I had super soil and it was amazing to grow in, and I really thought I was getting similar quality, but I wasn't. So lesson learned, but it's okay. We're just going to work with what we have, add a little bit of amendments, and try to make it work this year and see what happens. We already have some onions growing back here. So this right here we planted directly in this soil, and it's actually took off. So it might be giving us some hope for the rest of it. We have some late planted lettuce. These ones were started in the winter sowing jugs, and they didn't do too hot this year in our winter sowing. I just got those started late, but then we're also planting these kind of late. So I don't know. We'll see if we even get lettuce or if it's too warm already.
We might not get lettuce.
We'll see. Next bed is growing really well. It's almost as tall as you, Kendall. That is garlic. So we planted that last, I think we didn't get it in the ground until like November. Everything's been super behind this year, but it's still doing okay. So it's looking really good. Back here along the ground, we actually have potatoes, 2 different types. The girls helped me plant these several weeks ago. And again, we planted these, I feel like late, but they're doing well. So maybe it wasn't late. We'll see what happens.
They're growing like a jungle.
They are growing like a jungle, aren't they?
We planted a couple potatoes.
Red potatoes and then russet potatoes. Yeah. So we got these seed potatoes from just, I think, Lowe's. I think that's where, no, Tractor. We got them from Tractor. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. The next bed over here is going to be a mix between peppers and tomatoes. And then I might be being too adventurous here, but these are loofah plants, and I know they get extremely tall and crazy. And so we're going to put an arch like right here up and over to this bed. So hopefully that will be enough growing space for them to grow. And then along the edges, so what is that? those are onions, some more onions on the edges. So since we have very limited space, companion planting is what we are trying to do. So here we have our one blueberry plant that we brought from Arkansas. And it is loving it here. It's doing really well. I did not trim it at all last year, and I have learned that I should have trimmed it at some point. So I need to do some research on when to trim blueberry plants and what to trim. But it's really doing okay. Like, if you can see, there's lots of blueberries on it. And maybe we'll actually get them and not the birds this year. So I'm gonna try to rig up like a little net, like put some stakes here and then put like a net over it so that it hopefully protects it from the birds. Working our way up from the first bed on this row, we have more tomatoes. These are all Roma tomatoes. And then we have the onions planted along the sides. I threw in those kale from a winter sowing bucket, but they're not really doing much. We'll see if they even take, but that's fine. They can grow underneath the tomatoes. I'm fine with that. We have comfrey growing right here that I also brought from Arkansas. I really thought that died during the winter, but it didn't in the little pot I had it in. So that's cool. Then we'll be putting some basil around, and we have some just random stuff back here growing in these pots. Some echinacea from Arkansas that I brought. I'm so stoked that survived too. And some mullein. Funny thing about this mullein plant is I bought it and I was like, yay, I can't find mullein locally at our local nurseries back in Arkansas. And so I bought it from Azure Standard, and it's doing really well. It survived the winter. And then we move out to this property here in Missouri, and lo and behold, there's mullein growing wild all over our property, everywhere. Like, it's everywhere out here. So it was really funny. So I'll have to show you when I come across it out here in the property. So moving on to this bed is the Kindle's and Milo's bed, work in progress. And we already talked about that one. And then this bed up here at the front is gonna be jalapenos. And what is the other one on the other side? Are they all jalapenos? Yeah, Ozark Giants and jalapenos, which I might move some of these out of here because it looks a little crowded. I might spread them out. It's gonna be a pepper bed, yeah. So, and then if you see all these pots along here, these are our Arbor Day trees that the little Arbor Day, we got like a packet of trees.
Half of them died.
Most of them are dead. Or at least they look really dead to me. But we have a couple that are trying to make it here. So we'll see if anything comes of that. With them literally just coming bare root and sticks, I thought it'd be best to plant them in pots, but I don't even know if that's gonna work. So on the other side of the garlic bed, we have a bed full of tomatoes. This is gonna be another bed of tomatoes. These ones are the slicing tomatoes. So they are like beefsteak, and then another variety called Rebecca Allen. And then we have some herbs planted around them. That's rosemary, and then dark basil, and then I'm gonna have some like regular basil grow over there.
Is this dark basil too?
Yep, that's dark basil too. And then the last bed, so from this bed over, the last bed is Brooklyn's bed, which we already talked about. She's gonna have beautiful flowers here. The girls are both gonna have arches too. So there's gonna be an arch from here to there, and Brooklyn has some spoon tomatoes planted that are gonna trellis over and be really pretty at the front. And then on the second row, we have cherry tomatoes, right? Is that what that says? Are those cherries? Nope, those are beefsteaks. Cherries are over here, right? You guys have 2 cherry tomato plants, and so those get really big too, so they will go up and around right here. So that is our goal with our arches. So we're gonna have 1 arch here, 2 arch there, and the very back row will have another arch for those loofah plants. Hopefully that doesn't take over the whole garden. Okay, we're walking over to where we know there's a mullein plant to show you, but we are walking past our chicks, and we can't walk past them without actually showing you them. So there will be an update video coming, okay? And I will show you everything that we have done on this Homestead 2.0 so far, and all of the fun things. That's gonna be a whole video in itself because I have been collecting footage. I just have not been making videos, you know, in like a video format. It needs to like all be compiled. So let me show you. This is our chicks. What are they? 6 weeks old?
Yeah, I think they're 6.
6 weeks old, and they should have already been in their coop by now. And they're run, but as everything, it's a work in progress. They're super cute. They're not really chicks anymore.
Well, they can actually get to go outside.
They just look like
this.
Yeah, they get to come outside because Eli threw this thing together, this like little run together for us, and which was really helpful because they were just living in our garage. What do they love? Clover?
Yeah.
They love clover. Yeah, so most of them I think are actually pullets. We did buy only pullets from pullet bins, but you know how that goes.
Oh, they're escaping.
Oh, don't let them out. They do like to try to escape.
He has a rooster.
But we're pretty sure that we do have a couple roosters. Look at that. Yeah, you might be a rooster, buddy. And then we know for sure that this barred right here is a rooster. Because it is definitely rooster looking, and it acts like a rooster. Which is fine. I wanted a rooster. I didn't want multiple roosters. But I for sure know that we have 2. I'm not sure if we maybe have 3, maybe might have 3, but we'll see. Look, hi little guy, you want to say hi? That one is a little adventurous too.
One of them is escape on.
Yeah, one of them escaped. I don't know. They do get combs, like even the pullets do. It does. You're not a rooster, are you?
Anyway,
please don't be a rooster.
Okay.
Catch one. Don't let go.
He does have a funny hairdo.
This one doesn't. No. Some of them have funny. You like the funny hairdos? Okay, put them back in so they don't get away. So some of them have funny hairdos. That's what she's talking about. Like that one right there.
She named them funny hairdos.
Oh, even our rooster right there, that barred rooster, he's got little spikes coming out of the back. I said we should name him Spike. What do you think? We need a name for our rooster. Another pretty one we have is this black one, all black one. She's super pretty.
And we used to have one and we named it Cushion and it looked just like her.
You know, because she was a Cochin breed. Yeah. I don't know if this one is or not. So, because I had such a hard time getting chicks in the beginning of this spring, I ordered from Tractor Supply just like a box of brown layer hen or pullets. And so that's why we don't know a lot of the breeds that we have, because I don't know. But in the same day that I got that box in the mail, I went to Tractor to get a couple things for them, and they had chicks. And so I bought some more Easter eggers. And so that's why we have Easter eggers, and then we have like mystery chickens. But pretty sure we figured out a couple, like the barred rocks and stuff, because we've had those before and we can kind of figure out what they look like. So you found Mullein.
If we go back,
Kind of has to be in an area. Oh, don't go too far with the ticks. Ticks are so bad this year, and snakes. Yeah, that is Mullein. Wild Mullein growing right here. It kind of got, now it got Eli mowed right here. I just got whacked with the mower. Okay, come back over here, guys. You don't want ticks. I'll go. You stay right there. And then another one right here. These are just massive too. Look how healthy they are. Oh my goodness. And over here by the power pole. I am? Oh no, I did stuff in an ant pile. Okay, there's another patch of them right there. Looks like Eli's slowly trying to mow into this area because it is kind of being overtaken. Okay, because we're walking in this direction and somewhat near the new coop, let me give you just a tiny sneak peek at the coop. We'll do a video on this for sure. And I have a lot of footage of Eli making it and of us painting it and all the things. Our coop. It's so adorable. I just love it so much.
Aren't we going to do the same thing for the goat shed?
We are. We're going to paint the goat shed red and white.
It looks like a barn.
It does. I love it so much. So if you see this hoop that we have here, this is actually my garden cattle panels for my hoops. Oh yeah, step away. That's why I was like, there's ticks everywhere.
What you doing, buddy?
And then we're going to build a frame out here and do 4 panels, 4 of those cattle panels in a row, and frame it out and put like a door on the end of it. And that is going to be their run. So we are also going to put hardware cloth across that so that nothing bigger can get in them. So the goal with this hoop run is to keep the loose dogs out, because we've had bad experience with that in the past, so we know it's a thing, and coyotes and raccoons and all the things. However, with our automatic door, the chickens will be in their coop at night, and they should be pretty safe from, like, you know, the possums and the raccoons and the weasels, that kind of thing. But we still want to keep their run as sturdy as possible. We're probably going to do some T-posts or something to help anchor it in so no winds will take it off. And then I bought like a shade cloth I can put over the top of it. I might put a tarp over it, maybe in the wintertime put a tarp over it. I have no idea yet. Just right now, this is what we're throwing together and what we're gonna make work for now. So we do know we need to protect them really well, because we have hawks and we have eagles, and they're just going to be in there right unless we're out here letting them free range. And of course the goats are trying to say hi. So the goats shed is going to get a revamp just like the chicken coop. It's going to be red and white. We still need to add the trim for it, and then we can paint that. So they're like, what about us? What about our shelter? It's going to match eventually. But yeah, aren't they cute? Spawn's trying to get out. You see her? She's like, let me out. Okay, we're gonna just start planting the tomatoes, I guess. We're adding a little bit of the soil to each one, give it a little head start, and getting them in the ground. I'm really excited to get this going. So after we get the plants in the ground, we will work on arches and supportive like things for all of the tomatoes. We're getting all of the little plants watered in, and we are done. We got all the tomatoes in, all the peppers in. Only thing I didn't do was move my green stalk over here and finish planting out that. So that will have to wait until like later because I cannot lift those green stalks. I should have filled them over here instead of over on the porch. So I need some manpower. So with the pregnancy, I have been a little bit less on energy, which is totally okay. But I'm not willing to force things and push myself. But that is what we got done today. We got the garden in. The girls helped me. Thank you so much, girls. Thank you, Mila. You guys helped me, and we got it done in record time. So
in 28 minutes.
Yeah, so that is it. That's what we got done, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.